Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Sadashivasamarambham Shankaracharya-madhyamam Asmadacharya-paryantam Vande Guru-paramparam Shruti-smriti-purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavad-pada Shankaram Lokashankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badharayanam Sutrabhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Samasta Janakalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahmavidvaram Sadgurum Brahmavidvaram Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Gratitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitamritavarshinim Bhagavatim Ashtadashaadhyayinim Amba Tvam Anusandadhami Bhagavad Gite Bhavadveshinim Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudra Marutah Tunvanti Devyai Stavaihi Vedai Sangapadakramopaniषदैः Gayanti Yam Samagaः Dhyanavastita Tadgatena Manasa Pashyanti Yam Yogino Yasyantam na vidusura Suraganah Devaya Tasmai Namaha Devaya Tasmai Namaha. Hari. The three symptoms of the universal disease of samsara are: number one, raga, attachment; number two, shoka, grief; and moha, delusion or confusion. And we saw the latent attachment of Arjuna expresses itself, and we saw that from verse 23 to the first line of verse 26. Then last class, from the rest of the verse 28 to 30, we saw how that strong attachment starts to affect him physically and mentally also, which manifested to give us an idea of the intense sorrow he's going through. The grief further sinks him into more and more depression and begins to cloud his intellect. So he is gliding into the third stage, all confused, so confused. And Vyasacharya paints a beautiful word picture from verse 31, and we had seen the description through verse 35. So today we continue with the 36th verse. Let us read. निहत्य धार्तराष्ट्रान्नः निहत्य धार्तराष्ट्रान्नः का प्रीतिस्य जनार्दन का प्रीतिस्य जनार्दन पापमेवाश्रयेत् अस्मान् पापमेवाश्रयेत् अस्मान् हत्वैतान् आततायिनः हत्वैतानाततायिनः निहत्य धार्तराष्ट्रान्नाः का प्रीति स्यात् जनार्दन पापमेवाश्रयेत् अस्मान् हत्वैतानाततायिनः. So Arjuna continues, Hey Janardana, O Krishna, Dhardarashran nihatya, ka priti syat? What happiness or what joy can we get by killing these Dhardarashtras, sons of Dhritarashtra? So go back to one of the previous verses. And what did he say there? He said, Dhartarashtrasya durbuddhehe, those wicked sons of Dhritarashtra. He had said that. You may recall I said, keep that in mind. Later on, we will see how his mind changes. So he has completely forgotten about all that. Now he is asking, what do we gain by killing these Kauravas? The use of the word Janardana for Krishna is very interesting. Janardana means destroyer of bad people. Oh Krishna, you do not have any problems because you destroy only evil people. Now I have to kill my relatives. The fact is, they are not only relatives, but they are wicked. That fact is conveniently ignored. I have to kill relatives. You have to kill bad people. Your job was easy. Mine is not that easy. Therefore, I will not take to this war. So Arjuna's mind is slowly becoming worse and worse. Till now, his problem was only grief and a little bit more intense into depression, shoka. Now, from this verse onward, Arjuna gets into the problem of moha, dharma, adharma, avivekah, non-discrimination between what is right and what is wrong. This is the third symptom of samsara. So till the 35th verse, we had seen the problem of shoka. Now, the problem of delusion is described till the end of this chapter. What is delusion? Seeing whatever is dharma as adharma, whatever is adharma as dharma. Just seeing the opposite, what it really is. That is confusion, delusion, more. Objectively seeing dharma of a kshatriya, what a kshatriya is supposed to do. He should punish whoever is committing adharma. Just as a judge giving a death sentence for a criminal, there the himsa becomes dharma. Similarly, when a Kshatriya punishing some adharma, it is not a papa, it is only punya. So Mahabharata war will give punya to Arjuna. And Bhagwan will say the same thing later in the second chapter. There you will have to remember this line. Bhagwan will say at that time, this war is gateway to heaven. Running away from this battle is a sin for Arjuna. This is the objective fact. And Bhagwan will talk about it in the second chapter. But now Arjuna is losing sight of this. And he sees the war as a sin and running away from it to be punya. So punye papa drishtihi, pape punya drishtihi. Looking and seeing something that is good as a sin, and something that is actually not right, justifying it as the right thing to do. Atasmin tad buddhihi. What it is not, you say it is. Eva moha. That is what moha is. Adhyasaha, superimposition. Avivekaha, non-discrimination. This is how it is defined. This type of moha, Veda Vyasji beautifully brings out here. He says, Papameva ashrayet asman. We will incur sin only by killing these people. Who are these people? Hatva yetan atatayinah. Arjuna calls these people as atatayinah. That is a technical word used in Dharma Shastra. In Dharma Shastra, various sins are enumerated. A long list of sins are given with gradation. Not all sins are created equal. There is a gradation there also. For example, drinking liquor is one type of sin. Not drinking it, but just smelling it. I don't drink, but I just want to sniff it. Smelling. That's another type of sin. You don't do either, but moving around with those people who drink, being in their company, that is another type of sin. But they are not the same. There are degrees there. Like this, there is a long list. Similarly, directly killing somebody, that's really terrible. And indirectly killing, either character assassination, no physical harm, but you do some other way you kill him, or hiring somebody to do the dirty job. That is also a sin. So like that, various sins are there, gradations are there. And in Dharma Shastra, they talk about Pancha Mahapapakani, 5 worst sins. 5 types of criminal acts are described. One is Agnidaha, burning down somebody's house or property. Arson. Garadaha, poisoning a person. Ashastrapanihi, killing a person who is unarmed. Dhanapaha, stealing the property, the wealth, dhanam of another person. And finally, Kshetradhara apaharta, taking the land or wife of another person. These panchaite atatayinah. These are the 5 great sins. Whoever does one of these, you don't have to do all five. Any one of these, that person who commits such a sin is called an atatayi. What is the punishment according to the criminal code of those days? Capital punishment. Here, Duryodhana and his brothers have done all these criminal deeds. So they are not ordinary atatayis, they are 5 times over. What should be the punishment? Immediate capital punishment. If a Kshatriya does not punish someone who has done such a crime, then the Kshatriya will incur sin. Look at how confused Arjuna is. He says that by killing these atatayis, I will incur sin. His vision is totally clouded. Beginning of his moha delusion. So continues. Tasmannarha vayam hantum. Tasmannarha vayam hantum. Dhaddarashran swabandhavan. Dhaddarashran swabandhavan. Swajanam hi katam hatva. Swajanam hi katam hatva. Sukinasyam madhava. Sukinasyam madhava. Tasmannarha vayam hantum. Dhaddarashtran swabandhavan. Swajanam hi katam hatva. Sukinasyam madhava. O Madhava, tasmat, therefore, as if he was given an elaborate set of arguments and closing argument he is giving. As if he is saying that, he says, tasmat. Therefore, he says, vayam dhaddarashran hantum na arha. We should not kill these people. We should not kill these people. Who are these people? Swabandhavan, our own relatives, kith and kin. That means what? When our relations commit some mistakes, there's one law for them. And when somebody else commits such mistakes, a different law applies to them. If law changes for each and every one, that society will be a lawless society only. Where will be there any laws? Law should be the same for everyone. Justice should be the same for everyone. Now Arjuna says something different. They are Swabandhavan, our relatives. Swajanam hatva. By killing our people, Swajanam, our people. Katam hatva sukina syama. How can we enjoy a happy life? How can we be happy after killing our own people? Therefore, our happiness is more important. Dharma is not important. So we can sacrifice dharma for the sake of happiness? This is the indirect conclusion that Arjuna is drawing. Whereas, as we will see later on, Bhagavad Gita says dharma is supreme, prime. Here Arjuna says we can sacrifice, we can compromise on dharma for the sake of happy life. Yadyapyeteena pashyanti, yadyapyeteena pashyanti, lobhopahata chetasah, lobhopahata chetasah, kulakshya dosham, kulaksha कुलक्षयकृतं दोषं कुलक्षयकृतं दोषं मित्रद्रोहे च पातकम् मित्रद्रोहे च पातकम् यद्यद् यद्यप्येतेन पश्यन्ति लोभोपहत चेतसः कुलक्षयकृतं दोषं मित्रद्रोहे च पातकम्. Arjuna is completely confused, but he thinks he has a very clear vision. We have been saying that he had the right vision till he came to the battlefield. And now he has the wrong vision. Arjuna feels just the opposite. Let me remind you again, this is not his problem. This is the universal problem. Even when we make the wrong judgment and decision, we will think that the whole world is wrong and we are the one having clear vision. This is the power of the mind. And the mind is deluded when it is confused, when it is under the influence of moha. That influence is so powerful that it begins to cloud the intellect. Just like how a cloud in the sky is able to cover the brilliant sun, this kind of moha clouds our intellect. The intellect, instead of fighting the mind, the emotional mind, that deluded mind, confused intellect will join the mind. If you cannot beat them, join them. That's what the intellect would do. So on this note, Arjuna seems to say, we have the right vision in not fighting this war. And Duryodhana is confused. When he wants to fight, that's wrong. So he says, because of their confusion, they have come to the battlefield. But our thinking is very clear. We should not fight this war. We will incur sin. We got that clarity. So let us withdraw from the war. So he says, Ete na pashyanti. They, Duryodhana and company, they do not see, na pashyanti. They don't see. Lobha upahata chetasaha. Their intellect is stifled. Upahata means stifled by lobha, greed. They have the greed to have the kingdom, and that is clouding their intellect. Kaurava, that greed has clouded their intellect, and they are fighting. They want to defeat us and have the kingdom for themselves. And they don't see the evils of this war. Let me tell you, Arjuna says, what are the evils in war? I'll tell you. He says, Kulakshaya kritam dosham. These are the consequences. Destruction of many families. These are the consequences. destruction of many families. Kulakshaya kritam dosham. When a male member of a family is killed, the welfare of the whole family is destroyed. So by killing these men, we are destroying countless families. Further, the evil consequences. Some more consequences are there. I have a very clear vision of these consequences. I do. Kauravas don't have it, and that's why they have come here. I'll tell you. The next evil is Mitra Drohecha Patakam. Many of them are not only our relatives, but they are close friends. Mitra. The duty of a friend is to protect, help another friend. We are supposed to protect them. And those friends are there on the Kaurava side. Instead of protecting them, we are about to destroy them. That's a great sin. Harming anyone is a sin. Harming a friend, a greater sin. That I am able to see. Duryodhana may not see that. Thank God I am seeing and I am sharing my vision with you all. Thank God before we started the war, I've come to see. So Arjuna decides to walk away from the battle. He builds up his case for withdrawal from the war, talking about the evil effects of the war. The evil consequences of destruction of families. He says, Katam nyangeyamasmabihi, Katam nyangeyamasmabihi, papadasmani vartitum, papadasmani vartitum, kulakshayakritam dosham, kulakshayakritam dosham, प्रपश्यद्भिर्जनार्दन प्रपश्यद्भिर्जनार्दन कथं ज्ञेयमस्माभिः पापादस्मान्निवर्तितुम् कुलक्षयकृतं दोषं प्रपश्यद्भिर्जनार्दन. हे जनार्दन, O Krishna, dosham prapashyadbihi, we are able to see the negative consequences. Duryodhanas, they are confused. But we have clear thinking. So we are able to see the dosha, the flaw, the defect. Kulakshaya dosham, the evil caused by the destruction of families. Since we are able to see the evil, why can we not withdraw from the battle? So asmabihi asmat papat nivartitum katam nangeyam. Why can't we think of withdrawing from such an evil action? Here papa means this battle involves the destruction of families. Even though they will not withdraw from the war, we should. If they are going to criticize us, it is their problem. Let them do. Let them do so. Let us withdraw from this war. He is pleading with the driver, Bhagwan Sri Krishna. But Bhagwan is unmoved. He is silent because Arjuna is not yet ready to listen to him. He continues. Kulakshaye pranashyanti, kulakshaye pranashyanti, kuladharma sanatanah, kuladharma sanatanah, dharme nashte kulam kritsnam, dharme nashte kulam kritsnam, adharmo bhibhavatyuta. अधर्मोऽभिभवत्युत कुलक्षये प्रणश्यन्ति कुलधर्मा सनातनाः धर्मे नष्टे कुलं कृत्स्नम् अधर्मोऽभिभवत्युत. So Arjuna further explains the consequences of family destruction. When there are no healthy families in a society, either there is no family life or there are broken families only. What will be the consequences in such a society? Without family life, dharma cannot grow, religion cannot grow, culture can never grow, spirituality is never possible. Whether it is dharma or culture or religion or spirituality, all this can grow only in a society where there are stable, surviving families. We do not appreciate the value of families because when it is already very strong, we take it for granted. When we never have the problems of no family or broken families, we don't appreciate its importance. Now we see all around family life is breaking down in many cultures. Slowly, we are beginning to understand the adverse consequences. There are sociological problems, youth problems, crimes, drugs, sedition. All that can be traced back to the breakdown of families. Here Arjuna says, without a stable family, Kula Dharma will perish. So he says, Kulakshaye pranashyanti. When families are destroyed, Kula Dharma, that is the cultural values, the ethical values, religious values, moral values, spiritual values that have been coming down sanatana from time immemorial. We have had all that. All of them will be destroyed. Further, dharme nashte, when dharma is destroyed, surely the immediate consequence is adharma abhibhavati uta. Adharma, a life in which importance is given only to artha and kama, money, wealth, pleasures. Value will be given to only materialistic way of life. Money becomes the most important thing in life. Pleasures become the most important in life. For the sake of money and for the sake of pleasure, all other values will be given up. Therefore, adharma abhibhavati uta, such a materialistic lifestyle will only be adharma, and that will overpower all the values. Adharmabhibhavat Krishna. Adharmabhibhavat Krishna. Pradushyanti kulastriyah. Pradushyanti kulastriyah. Strishu dushtasu varshneya. Strishu dushtasu varshneya. Jayate varna sankarah. जायते वर्ण संकरः अधर्माभिभवात् कृष्ण प्रदुष्यन्ति कुलस्त्रियः त्रिषु दुष्टासु वार्ष्णेय जायते वर्ण संकरः. Why do we say a stable family is important for cultural growth? A cultured personality, a healthy personality has to be formed in a human being life. Even a healthy body needs to start with early in life. Even healthy. We abuse our body early on, and then we actually suffer the consequences later in life. And even if it's not abusing the body, supposing for some reason a child suffers from malnutrition, not nourished properly during the growing years, the child grows to be a sick adult only, health wise. In the same way, if an adult has to develop a healthy psychological mind, it has to start from childhood. The child should grow in a healthy family, stable family. As a child is growing, it does not have the capacity to discriminate and judge what is important and what is not important. The child's mind and intellect has not developed. It cannot see what is valuable and what is not valuable. Since the child cannot do so and develop proper values, the child is going to look to parents and imitate. A child believes in the parents absolutely. The parents are like gods to the child. So the child will value things based upon the values of the father and the mother. While the child is developing values for various things, what type of value and respect the child has toward itself is also important. What type of self-value, self-worth the child develops. What type of self-image the child develops. What type of self-esteem the child develops. All that is very important. The family is not there. Family support is not there. The child does not have any idea about itself, whether it is a useless child or a wonderful child, whether it's a respectable child or the despicable child. The child does not have an opinion. The child is going to develop a self-opinion based on the parents' opinion of the child. Therefore, psychologists say that if the parents are going to respect the child and treat the child as VIPs, is the most important person in the family, and the entire life of the mother is centered on the child, whatever the child needs, our scriptures say, Rajavat Panchavarsha. Treat the child like a king for the first 5 years of life. Because the child is developing a self-opinion, self-esteem during those years. So once the self-worth is formed within 5 years, it can never be erased. So suppose the parent treats the child Rajavat, like a king, means everybody in the family is at the beck and call of the child. Child is treated with such kindness and attention. it begins to develop a beautiful self-image, a beautiful self-worth, self-respect, self-confidence, and everything. Such a development does not happen in those early years. Child is going to condemn itself, can never blossom into a healthy adult, can never be an achiever. The values that the child eventually has is a set of values that the parents have given. A healthy mind is a mind that has self-respect. Bhagavan Sri Krishna will say again in the 6th chapter, mind is your best friend, mind is your enemy also. Once you start condemning your mind, nobody can help you. The most important grace is Atma Kripa. Guru Kripa, Ishvara Kripa, Shastra Kripa are all secondary. They are all effectively only if Atma Kripa is there. You need to be kind and gracious and bless yourself first. The Atma Kripa is nothing but self-confidence that I can accomplish this, achieve what I set out to achieve. This kind of self-worth has to be developed in the first few years of one's life. That is possible only when there is a stable family, the healthy, caring parents who respect the child. So family life is very important to develop psychologically healthy citizens. As a healthy society, community, and a healthy nation depends on such development of the child and a stable family. The second important aspect of family is this. Cultural values are to be communicated to the child. Such a communication cannot be done to a really small child, like 6 months or a year old. There, the communication is received through imitation. So the parents have to teach. Teaching by example is a powerful tool, very powerful tool, when verbal communication is not possible. It's said that even the thoughts of the mother during pregnancy influence the child. How the mother welcomes the child into this world, even that contributes the child's self-image. For that only samskaras such as Simanta, Pumsavana, etc., they are all there in our tradition. Every word, every action of the parents, the child imbibes. So cultural values are taught by the parents by serving as a model. A role model is important. A mother is the first role model for the child. A father is the next role model. Then only the teacher. Mata, Pita, Guru. That is the order. That is the sequence. Mother is the foremost. Parents have to serve as a role model. They have to do so for a consistent length of time. That means a stable family is absolutely a must. Father and the mother should be together. They should have trust, understanding, and so on. So when such love, care, understanding, and harmony is there, they can serve as a model to the child. So Arjuna says, when families are destroyed, the women become corrupt. the little girl who did not have a proper role model, who did not develop proper cultural value. She is going to become a mother later. When a valueless mother, a mother who is given to only artha and kama, gets a child, a vicious cycle is created. A whole valueless generation is created. All values are utterly destroyed. That is cultural decadence. So Arjuna says, adharma abhibhavat Krishna pradushyanti kulastriyah. Women in families will get corrupted. When there is no family, because you already. Then what happens? Strishu dushtasu vashneya. When the women are morally corrupt, that is the destruction of the entire society. Hey Vashneya, Bhagavan Sri Krishna is addressed as Vashneya, as one belonging to Vrishni Kula. Oh Krishna, you were born in this great family. And you know how important family is. When the women become corrupt, Jayate Varna Sankaraha. There will be utter confusion with reference to Varnashrama Dharma. Varna Sankaraha means confusion regarding Varnashrama Dharma. Sankaraha means confusion. What is Varnashrama Dharma? We will have an elaborate discussion later in the 4th chapter. The 4th chapter, I will talk about this Varnashrama Dharma, Varna Dharma especially. I will speak about it a little bit here. Arjuna has brought this idea, very important. So I will talk about it. What I will do in the next class, we are running out of time. It's a very important topic. So we will continue this verse, 41 verse. I'm not quite completed that. We'll continue that. But elaborate discussion or Varna Dharma, we will have in the 4th chapter. Very important. All of us must very clearly understand. Okay. So I will stop here for today, but the point is being made. The point he is making is correct only. Not that that part is there, but then his conclusion about fighting the war, that is a different matter. So we will discuss this topic a little bit more in the next class. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasheshyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.